Hello.
Hello.
Right.
Right. Okay. A lot of fireworks going off outside my house at the
Yeah.
minute.
But I've got some around my house as well. Yeah. I can hear it.
So broadcasting, we're
Yeah.
broadcasting the stream live from downtown Baghdad.
Okay. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to PSGL F2 Championship. And we're here at Paul Rykov for round 5 of the championship at France. So, yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed your 2 week break. I certainly have. As you may have had last night, went to watch a couple of Grand Prix in Texas and Mexico. Really enjoyed that. So yeah, I hope you guys have had just as much fun as I have. Um, so yeah, I'll give you a quick rundown of the top 10 of the driver standings, and then I'll move on to the constructors. So BSR Marquez, or Odams as we better know him, is got a 2 point, a narrow 2 point lead at the top of the championship over his VSR teammate Francis. Lego Minecraft's 3 points behind with 26 in or joint third place with Tom AJ91. Then in fifth place is Lambo on 18. Then you got Aaron on 16, Jacob Boy on 15, and then AMK and Flying Frame on joint eighth on 12 points. Then it's Poe with 11 points. So that is the driver standings for you. And as the constructors go, it is Lego Minecraft and Francis in the Force India with 63 points, and 21 points behind them is Oliver Vale and Odems in the Renaults. Then you've got Tom, AJ, and AMK with 38 points in the McLaren. Rocco and Void in the Haas with 28. Lambo and Poe on 24 in the Toro Rossos. Furman Greeny in the Ferrari with 19. There's Joe and Aaron on 16 in the Saubers. Tusmus and Jake in the Williams with 15, and yeah, right down the bottom with only 5 points and 4 points respectively is Bakers and Josh Boy in the Face Mercedes, and Hellboy and King Mick in the Red Bulls. So yeah, that is the standings there for you. Now, Hulk has made his way back to the commentary box this week, so glad to have him here. And not only is it good to have you here, Hulk, not only for your analysis on the race itself, but you're in your role as one of the directors. And I think it's fair to say that the F2 League has been under a cloud over the last couple of weeks since the break um, due to standards of driving. There's been a couple of vacancies in the F1 league, but it was deemed that no one was deemed fit to progress to promote them into the F1 league. So I don't know if you watched the last couple of races at all, but I mean, what's your thoughts on that and the situation that F2 league finds itself in at the minute?
Yeah, it's not what we want to see, obviously. We put out a warning, I think it was after China, saying that it wasn't good enough, and then kept on doing it. So now we've had to ban a few people from the league. So you won't be seeing Bakers around anymore, for example. He's gone. Hopefully that sends out a message at the very least and improves the driving standards somewhat. I mean, there are people who can race well in this league, um, but yeah, they just seem to lose their heads when it comes to the race, and hopefully the break people have managed to calm down a bit more, and we won't see any more poor driving standards around here.
Yeah, we can all hope for that. So this is PSGL's first visit to a French Grand Prix. There's not been a French Grand Prix in a real F1 since 2008, which is at Magny-Cours, and obviously, yeah, multiplayer F1, well, online multiplayer F1 wasn't around back then. So yeah, this is PSGL's first ever visit to a French Grand Prix. So just a couple, well, just one, well, two things to mention really. I think they're going to set the start time for midday. That's because there's quite a big glare on the screen with lighting, especially as at down turn one and turn three. That's the first thing to mention. And the other thing to mention is there's been a new patch out last week, which apparently is going to increase the frequency of the safety car. We've only seen one safety car in the F2 League. That was the last time out in Canada. But so yeah, if the driving standards are anything like they were the last couple of races, we might see it one or two more times. So yeah, what's your thoughts on the track?
Personally, well, it's fun to drive around, but it's not quite so much fun to race around as such. I mean, it's just a bit. The slipstream is really powerful, so it's very easy to overtake, not so easy to defend. It's a bit frustrating with the tyres, and it's quite difficult to get right. I mean, it's very good if you can get a lap right, but yeah, it's not a track I particularly enjoy racing around.
No, very much so. Yeah, this is. I'm expecting a one-stop strategy really, from super softs to softs. That's if it's a dry race. I think that's what people are going to be going for. Can you see anyone starting in the ultra soft tyres, Hulk? Do you think anyone will go for that kind of strategy?
Well, it does depend on the weather, I suppose, but no, I think if they're doing that, they're making a bit of a mistake. You're really locking yourself into a two-stop strategy unless you can somehow manage to stretch your tyres out to about lap seven or so. But even then, you can lose far too much time compared to the people on the super softs, so it's not really worthwhile. Yeah, you really want to be on the super softs for qualifying in this race.
Yeah. So 17 drivers on the grid, so that's a decent turnout. We've had six races already at this track in PSGL this week. I think it's fair to say that most of them have had some rain, although F3 and F6 were dry races. So
Yeah, so was
it's hot.
F4 actually.
Oh, was it? Sorry, yeah, F4. So probably about half of the races have been dry, and half the races have had some rain in them. So yeah, it's hard to predict what the weather's going to do at this track, but we shall see imminently what the qualifying weather is going to be like, at least as we load into the lobby, into the qualifying, shall I say?
Yeah, and yeah, it's going to be difficult to predict. I mean, what if it's going to rain at the start of the race, what tyres people will choose because I mean it could be a bit of a gamble because the rain could arrive lap one or they could arrive lap 10 and that will change the strategy you should be on. But uh, or we could have oh it's completely raining, so that
Yeah,
changes things.
yeah, but it looks like it's full wet conditions. So in the F3 race last night, the pole time was 1:43 6, I believe. So these boys were hoping to be around the same sort of time as that. So yeah, just waiting for the first driver to come out on the grid. They've all gone for wet tyres, so yeah, it looks like it is full wet conditions. Um, yeah, so just waiting for the first. Oh,
Was
there's
it
one down the road. I'm just trying to see who that is. It looks like
Sauber? Is it even? There's someone just ahead of him.
I'm not getting a great camera angle on any angle. There you go.
There's a hat on the track, I think. Is it
Yeah, I
Lewis?
think he. Oh no, there's some further down. Let me see. I think Lewis might be the furthest one out, I believe.
He's the furthest one I can see, anyway.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Definitely Lewis. So he's going to be the first one to set time in anger on this track on these terrible wet conditions. Yeah, this track is not easy in the dry, so it's going to be even worse in the wet. And I would say that penalties will be a factor in this race. I mean, between second time penalties, I mean, corner cutting and exceeding track limits is very easy to do on this track.
Well, in some respects, yeah, it's mainly just the first two corners where you can really get your warning. The rest of them are fairly easy to avoid it. If you just take a bit of caution.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we're just waiting for Lewis to start his lap. He's in the final sector. I'm going to switch the camera on the TV pod. It's a bit of a scruffy out lap, it has to be said, but no dramas.
No, I mean, it's probably the first lap he's done with being around here, so he'll just be trying to find where the grip is, where you can brake, how much you can push.
Yeah, there's a yellow flag in sector 3, but I'm going to ignore that for the minute. And yeah, Lewis heads down to turn 1. Took that quite nice, I think. He didn't take too much. I forgot the word I'm looking for, but he looked alright in turn 2 as well. Took apex, is what I'm going to say. But yeah, it looks like it's a okay lap so far. It looks like it's all neat and tidy. That might be a validation. Let's see how he carries on.
No, it's fine. You can get away with putting that corner a little bit. It doesn't really give you too much time anyway.
No. Scrubbing the exit there in the main straight, but he kept it together. And he's using the GRS there, but still got quite a lot left in the lap. A hot lap that does last just about on this track, or sometimes you can just run out just a little bit of the line, but should be okay. And it comes to the final sector now. Neat and tidy there, but taking a lot of curb. Yeah, probably not going to be a pole time in this, but it's still very early days in the session.
Yep, I have no idea what a good time would be in the wet here.
No, like I said, F3 was a wet qualifying last night and it had 1:43, so, but mind you, that was a very quick time done by the gate, so it could be the same sort of time or the high 1:43. But let's see what Lewis does as he crosses the line. 1:44 flat. Let's see if I
Off the start, he'll probably just keep improving as he learns the conditions a bit more. Even time isn't really representative of anything.
No, AMK is about to complete a lap, but I don't think it's going to be a quick one. He's already down to go in and get some line. Oh, 1:45.2, so yeah, Lambo went third and Joel was on fourth, Aaron fifth, but quite a low pace as we said. Tom is on P6 and just on board with Lego Minecraft and the Force India. As he is in his final sector now. Yeah, so yeah, the Force India's been doing very well recently in recent races, so they'll be hoping for some more form here tonight at France after a 2-week break. King Nick went into P9 there. Hellboy is missing tonight. He's one of the absentees. Obviously Baker's in the lead, but Lego Minecraft is on P10, so 152, so he's obviously made a mistake somewhere on the lap. David Wood crosses the line, I think that's an out lap.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think a lot of people will just feel the car quite heavily. I'm just going to keep doing laps. while they figure out to really figure out the conditions a bit more. I think, yeah, I don't think Lewis's time will stand as a full time, although there is a lot of people who are a fair amount of time working at the moment. I don't think they're really set representative laps yet.
Oh dear.
As yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't find out what's happened to him
I'm
because
not
of
quite
a.
sure how he's doing that. I mean, there's not really anywhere for you to crash on this track. There's so much run-up area, so
No, I mean I did crash out in FP, but I did get punted into a wall, as we said. So, but yeah, that was a very rare one. Really, what's he going to do? He's a 1.66. Oh, that's invalidated anyway. Yeah, as a championship leader, is going to be starting from the back, but I think he did that. He was at the back of the grid at the Canada anyway. So, oh, and Greeny, yeah, and being a bit messy there. The two Williams are very close together on track as they're going to do their first runs. Jakey Boy and Tusmus. So yeah, it's a shame you can't see what's happened to people in that crash because it's very frustrating that. But anyway, Jakey Boy comes up to the line.
it's not going to be Paul. It's P4 for the one, 451.
And Tusmus went 208, so I don't know what's happened to him. Oliver Val, he's coming up to complete a lap.
It looks like at this time, looks like you're about half a second up on the current pole time, so this could be a good lap if we hold it together through the final sector.
Yeah, I think a lot of time can be lost in this final sector. It's a very tricky sector to get around. The first two aren't too bad. This is one that you knew you need to nail as he comes around the last corner now.
I think that was a good exit. I think it could be a good time. He's not going for Paul though. He's lost a lot of time in the last sector. There's a 1.5 seconds off the pole time. Yeah. So looking at a very strong time. It's quite surprised. I thought it would be. I didn't think that would be particularly representative, but
yeah, maybe people are just coming out to just test what conditions are like and how wet it actually is out there, and maybe just getting an eye in for their second and third runs. But Greeny still not done a very good lap. He's only 151.9. So everyone apart from Odems has done one initial lap so far. So people will be coming in now, changing the tyres and maybe adjusting one or two setups, and then coming back out again. I think A&K is on an out lap, as is Lambo. Just trying to see who's. Yeah, Lambo is going to be the first one to set another time. And the Toro Rosso. TTG guys of Lambo and Co. They've been very feisty in the races. They like to get their elbows out, it has to be said. But they provide entertainment. That's one thing you can say about them. He's going to start his flying lap, so staying forward again for the time being. As initial time from Lewis, which is the first lap they've ever done, it still stands as pole time. Flying frame, I noticed, and I've also noticed, I've not noticed it, Q5 Beast is in the race. I didn't realise he was in F2.
No, he's just dropped down. He's just dropped down from F1.
Yeah. Okay. And that means that Rocco is also missing tonight as well, so he's another one of the absentees. So Frome is P3 and Louis P4 is been racing F1 up until this point in the season. And he's in what is he? He's in Red Bull.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's a reserve or.
I think because Hellboy and Kim Mick are Red Bull drivers, so but yeah, so we'll carry on. Oliver Vale was gone P2. So
that was a decent lap time for him on tyres that done 3 laps. Tyre wet isn't really existent on the wet tyres, but still a decent time for him.
Yeah, we don't know what the weather is going to be the race. Um, it looks a bit of a scruffy lap from Lambo, scrubbing all over the place. I don't think this is going to push him too much further up the grid.
No, his time at the moment isn't particularly good though, but so he should improve a little bit.
Yeah, he goes into the top 10. A yellow flag in sector 3, but I'm going to stay forward with McLaren of AMK. Currently P10.
Yeah, they look so slow on those tyres, but
yeah.
in these conditions, but it looks like it could be a good lap. Yeah, he goes P2.
Yeah, 1:44.2. So we've had well over halfway through the session now, and Lewis is waiting on time still stands, but yeah, they're getting a little bit closer now. 1:44.2s for AMK and Oliver Bell. Let's see if I can find somebody else on the lap. I've always found it hard on this track who's on the out lap and lap and find that. Dated,
J Boy. Oh well, J Boy was on a lap. He's just gone very wide there. And that's that over. Lambo might be on a lap.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, he's up on his time.
It's just going down the final sequence of corners now. These are very tricky to get right in the dry, so I don't know how they are on the wet, but
yeah,
he's out of fuel.
That is a shame for him.
Yeah.
I think everyone's on the in laps and out laps, but I'm going to stay on board with Francis. Even though he's only on an out lap, but I think he's going to be the next one to complete a lap in anger. He's only halfway through his out lap, so he's still got a bit of a way to go. But yeah, 5 minutes left in the session. Nobody has gone into the 1:43s yet.
Well, you say that, Ian Davis too.
Just done yet. Right on cue. Right on cue. So yeah, I always thought people just do one lap and then come back in, but it seems that some drivers are just doing two laps.
That's the strategy on the dry tyres. On the wet tyres, the tyre wear's not really a factor, and you're not going to be using them in the race. Possibly.
I suppose not. So yeah, AMK is the provisional pole sitter. So yeah, on 1:43.8. It's still a long way to go in the session. We're around to the 4-minute mark now.
Yeah, lots of drivers on the right laps now. Coming out for their final runs, I'd imagine.
Yeah, very much so. As Greeny has retired as well, so he's way down in P14 at the moment, so not a great qualifying session for him. And it seems, Hulk, I don't know if it's just me, it seems the rain's getting a little bit heavier.
I can't really tell, but it doesn't look like great conditions at the moment. I'm not sure if this is like the stormy weather that you can get sometimes.
Yeah.
Before lightning flashes and everything.
It seems the visibility has just significantly dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's three. I'm not entirely certain what stages of weather you can have. You can have light rain and then heavy rain, and then there's another one which is incredibly heavy rain. I'm not sure which one we're at the moment, but yeah, you can't really see anything.
No.
This might be approaching red flag conditions if it was real life.
Very much so, yeah. I hope it's not like this for the race, because it's a nightmare following drivers in the rain in this game. But yeah, so VSI Francis in the final sector now. It looks like it's a very untidy lap, but it's only going from what I can see. It could be a quick time. He's coming through the final 2 corners now, I do believe. Yes, it is.
Yeah, we're turning on a 1:45 at the moment. I'm not sure if he's going to improve on it, to be honest with you.
No.
He's not.
No.
I'm not sure if it's just too wet or whether it was just a poor lap.
No,
So yeah, I was just on board with doing there, and I couldn't see it. I couldn't see a thing with the camera angle I switched to there. Just
no,
because of the rain, it was pretty incredible.
yeah. I see a lot of drivers off track. I don't know if they're just getting ready for other people or they're just struggling in these conditions. Oh, and Aaron's lost it. Yeah, I think the rain intensity has increased. I would say a lot of yellow flags popping up, but that doesn't really mean anything. Could just be people going off track to avoid other cars. You see, like the a lot of puddles forming off track on the runoff areas.
Yeah, I think we're at that stage now where you're not really going through. You might even have some active training. It's not a massive feature in this game, but I've never really seen puddles like that.
No, definitely. I think this is the heaviest rainfall I've seen in PSGL. I might be stand corrected on that, but Lewis is retired, so I don't know if he's binned it or he's decided to. And boy with no face has decided to join the lobby, but he's obviously not in the session.
No, you should be able to join for the race though.
No, so yeah, that's good. We're going to have 18 drivers on the grid, so that's good. Yellow flags again. But no, I don't think Oliver Bauer's retired, but he's in P3, so I think he can be happy with that if he stays there. That would be easily his best qualifying of the season. And I'm forward Tismus at the minute as the session is close to the line and doesn't improve. So he's still currently P14.
You can go for another lap just.
Oh, Tom AJ has had a big moment there. He's sliding all over the place, and Aaron, just opposite side of the track from me, is into the wall. So yeah. Oh, look at Tom. Oh, he's yeah.
That's an impressive slide. Can you hold
Yeah.
it? No, really.
Yeah. Well, definitely some entertainment here in the last few seconds of the session, and I think he's slid him again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually sort of wouldn't mind it if the conditions were like this in the race, but
I think the drivers would
very
mind.
entertaining.
Yeah. It would be a nightmare for the drivers. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God! Did you see what happened to Keeper? He dropped it in the pit lane. Well, just coming into the pits. Yeah, so there is still cars out on the track, but yeah, I don't think they're going to improve. But we should keep on board at Lambo tires in P10. I mean, I can't remember ever a time there's been a race like this. People might be correct on that. House does not improve. Joel puts, yeah, so that is a qualifying done, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, that was some tough conditions out there, especially in the last 5 minutes of the session. So, I mean, that time by Lewis at the beginning of the session was so important, but they got that on the board straight away. So yeah, very surprising grid, I'd say. You've got VSI Francis, second in the championship, starting down in P8, and you've got the championship leader who didn't even come out on, well, didn't even set a time, down in the back of the grid. And Lego Minecraft, he was up there in the championship, but he didn't start very well either. So yeah, it's going to be a very mixed up grid, I think.
Yeah, the two main title contenders, starting fairly far down the grid. One of them starting last, obviously. So it should be interesting to see whether the people who you wouldn't expect to be able to quite so far up at the front. Whether they can stay there.
Yes. Yeah, so I'll go through the grid for you. It's MK and pole position. Oh, I'm gonna have only I won't be able to do it. I've only got a few seconds left, so I won't do it. But it's there on screen for you. So yeah, hopefully it should be a very good, entertaining race with without too many dramas. In terms
Yeah,
of
yeah. The first corner should be interesting. Wonder if anyone will take the Verstappen route and decide to go fairly far off track. We're about to find out. Also find out whether it's dry or not.
well, it's definitely driver start the race, and for the little bit of sky that I can see, doesn't look like it's too cloudy anywhere. So it could be a dry race by the looks of it. Just gonna send a quick tweet. It's the formation maps, usual stuff. So I'll be with you guys in a second.
It's looking like a fairly pacey formation lap so far.
And they've already see a 1-2 disqualifications. But doesn't really mean too much, to be honest.
Let's see how the strategy, what strategies have people gone for. Yeah, nobody on the ultras, as you'd expect. Most people going supers to start with. There's a fair few people on the softs as well.
Yeah, I'll get the information up now and finish what I was doing. Yeah, so the top five all on the super soft tyres, and you've got Poe, Jakey Boy, and Francis on the soft tyres. Joe Manu on the super soft tyres. In ninth place, you've got Lambo and Ranko on the soft tyres. Tom Kimmick and Aaron on the super softs. Tuspers and Greeny on the soft tyres, and Odems and Josh blowing their face on the super softs. Now, you would suggest, Hope, that it just seems an easy super soft to soft strategy. How? Oh, someone's been disqualified. Yeah. However, I would say that last night in the F3 division, there was a guy who went on the soft tire, started on the soft tire, and went to super soft at the end. And thanks to some penalties, he did finish in an impressive P2. So I think the boys in 5th, 6th, and 7th place, as long as you can stay within close proximity to the guys in front, I think they're on the best tyre.
Yeah, the soft tyre is a very good race tyre. They don't have as much of a drop off as actually they don't really have any drop off. Yeah, they're probably banking on trying to overtake some of the front runners and hold them up, spoil their super soft stint, and then manage to overtake them in the pit stops. So it should be interesting to see how their strategy plays out, whether they can actually get involved up at the front end. And we're about to find out.
Oh, I've got
Well, not
another
with that
camera
guy.
angle. No, I've had to go to Lewis. Yeah, oh, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right, and away we go here at Paul Ricard for the first ever PSGL French Grand Prix. And AMK looks like he's got a decent start. He's under the pressure from Renault from behind, but looks like he's going to maintain that first position. And Lewis, oh no, Lewis has done a very courageous move round the outside, but it's gone off slightly wide though. Come back on track, still in P1. but the top three have got a brilliant start. Already pulled away from Jacob Boy as already. Can't see too many dramas at the back of the grid, but it looks like it's a fairly clean start from everyone. And Lewis is just driven off. That is a brilliant start. He'd go off track to complete the move, but I think that's still a fairly legal move, and he's just flying away. As AMK is under pressure from Oliver Bell in the Renault in the slipstream there, but now decides not to make a move at this time. So Jacob Boy has moved up to 4th place on those soft tyres, so that's a brilliant start from him. And Louis, he must have had an awful start. He's down in last place. I missed that on the start of the race. But yeah, Poe and Lambert. Poe has made some good progress. VS Alphonse is still started off where he was. But Lego Minecraft and Greeny all got impressive starts, and Odems is already up to P13 already. So, what thoughts about the start of the race there?
Yeah, it was a very good start from Lewis. I wasn't sure whether they actually managed to overtake AMK on track, whether he was technically off track for that, but we'll let him off. It was a brave move. I think the incident at the start, which got Louis down to the back of the grid, I think might have had an incident with flying front. He also started up in a fairly good position, and now he's all the way down in 15th place. So there might have been contact with them too, and whether there's any wind damage either, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, it's a very good start for most of the grid here. We haven't seen any particularly poor driving yet, so yeah, nice, relatively clean start overall.
No, Joel Aminu in the Sauber is pressuring Jacob Boy there, and Joel Aminu on a quicker tyre at this stage of the race, and he's got King Nick not too far behind him. So yeah, Jacob Boy is going to have to do well to stay in touch with the leaders, but he's got under pressure. He's under pressure himself. DRS not been enabled yet, but Joel Aminu, no, decided not to make a move at this time. And he's already picked up a 3-second time penalty. Oh, lap 2 already. So, yeah, it could be a hard day for him. But it looks like he might have to try and move around the outside. Now, no, thinks better of it.
Very risky to go around the outside there. Oh, yeah, and there's contact there. I'm not sure whether that was a decent or whether he actually did make full contacts.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what's happened to me in FP on Tuesday night in the wet conditions. And like you say, yeah, I think that could have been decent, which is a big factor in this game, unfortunately. But so that's a great shame for Jacob Boy. It was an impressive 4th place there. And two Toro Rosso drivers are very close to going track. We've got 2 Force Indias, well, 2 Toro Rossos and a Force India sandwich. So very close to get on track. And Odem's making slow progress. He's up to P11. That's thanks to Jiggy Boy's retirement for one of those moves. Frome and sorry, I was just going to say Frome doesn't look like he had to make a pit change, but QPR Beast had, I believe he started on the soft tyres. Yes, he did make a pit change, yeah. And so does Josh with no face by the looks of it. They're way down the back of the grid there.
Yeah, they were full 40 seconds off. It's a very long pit lane. So yeah, they're probably desperately hoping for a safety car, but seems unlikely at the moment.
No, but under Lewis's initial getaway, AMK has caught right back up to the back of the Haas driver, and they've dropped Oliver Bell by about 2.2 seconds. So this is a battle for the lead here between AMK and Lewis. So AMK just obviously had quite a bad start to the race, but he's managed to catch back up with Lewis now.
Yeah, and Lewis actually has a 3-second time penalty already.
Yeah, so yeah, if you get a 3-second time penalty on the first 2 or 3 laps, it's going to be a long day for you. Can AMK under DRS, can he make a move now into turn 1? Going to try and run the outside.
This is going to be a brave move. Is he going to manage it? He stays on track, and I think he's got it done just about.
Yeah, very much.
Can hold it down to turn 3, I think this is. Yeah, Lewis not having a look down inside there, and again just having the door shut on him in turn 4 through turn 5. So yeah, I think that's a good move from the MK there, although Lewis will have another look down the DRS straight.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be too far back, but the DRS is some on the straight. Is catching up like him. Like, oh no, he is going to go try and run the outside.
He's tried it. Has he managed it?
Yeah, he's usually a lot off track there. He's pushed NK slightly off track, but it's all good, I think. And
Yeah, is
that's
he going to have
allowed,
a look?
yeah, that's allowed Oliver Vell to catch back up a little bit.
It has. It's always a bit nerve-wracking, knowing about the desync when the cars get so close to each other.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of opportunities, overtaking opportunities on the straight. Down to turn one and the second DRS zone, and the straight which continues on after the chicane. There's another opportunity to make a move there. So as long as you stay close to the drivers in front of you, there's a lot of overtaking opportunities. VSR Francis made his way up to P5 now. Joe Lenamanu in P4 under pressure from the VSR driver. And Francis looks like he's going to try around the outside. Oh, Joe Lenamanu. Yeah.
But on the outside again.
Yeah.
It was still side by side. I don't know how long they're going to hold this for.
Some wheel banging, and King Mick has gone on the inside, but both of them maybe. No, he's got Francis at the minute. Oh, it's a four-way battle here.
I don't know how this is going to end.
No. Oh yeah! Oh no!
I think that was always coming. Nobody giving an inch there, and ultimately it was King Mick who lost out badly there. I'm not even sure if there was much contact. You just went off track, spun around, and then spun back onto the track. And he's lost a fair chunk of his front wing there. I think he's going to have to pit. It's a bit frustrating because he's still just outside the one-stop range.
Yeah, and I think Lego Minecraft has just been passed by Tuswas there and it's into P10. So yeah, I don't know if Lego Minecraft's got some damage at all, but yeah, that's unfortunate for.
Yeah,
yes,
he's got major damage, I think.
Yeah. So
it's got a wing like it's 1990 Formula 1 season.
He wasn't too far behind that battle we just saw. So whether or not he was collected in or not, and the Red Bull King Mick has pitted as well. So there's definitely a two-stop strategy for those two drivers, unfortunately. But
we just saw an issue there with them heading into the pits. There was, I think it was Tom in the McLaren who was blocking the entrance. So that could be a bit of a feature of this race because it's a very awkward pit entry.
Yeah, very much so. As we see lots of penalties coming up on the screen. But A&K and Lewis and Oliver Vell are still in close contact with each other. So they've dropped VSR Francis.
I'm looking down at this Joel in the Sauber again.
Oh,
getting passed by the Toro Rosso.
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 drivers altogether there from about VSR Francis all the way down to Greeny there in the Ferrari. So some great midfield action.
Yeah, and Joel trying to hold it around the outside for P6. I'm not sure if he hasn't managed it. He's lost the position. He's going to lose another one to the Renault. That's not a good sequence of corners for Joel there. He's dropped 3 positions.
Yeah, and Odem's has really gone unnoticed so far on this race. He's up to P7 now. So, he's making some good steady progress in this race.
He's coming up to the Toro Rossos, and as you said, they're quite combative, let's say. You might find it a bit more difficult to pass them.
Very much so. So the leaders now have dropped Francis by about 5 seconds or so. So it looks like it's going to be a 3-horse race at this early stage, but still a long way to go. Still 20 laps to go in this race, but with some great entertainment here, at least I hope. That's definitely one thing I can say.
Yep, we've had crashes, we've had overtaking, we've had a bit of everything really at the moment. It looks like the battle of P5 has calmed down a bit more, although they're coming onto the DRS straight, so it could be about to liven up again.
Yeah. Lambo is going to pass his TTT and his Toro Rosso teammate, but no, couldn't get it done on that occasion. Although Poe runs slightly wide, I mean, Lambo's going to get a great exit, and Odens has got a great view of this right behind him. But no, Lambo decided to slot in just behind on this occasion. But Odens has got a great run on both of them, but yeah, not really able to take an opportunity there. Although Poe's run wide and Lambo's got an inside of both of them. I don't know whether Poe may have just let him through there. It looked fairly easy maneuver there. So yeah, Lambo up at P5 now.
Yeah, and Ollie and Lewis battling over P2. It looks like Ollie might have got the job done here.
Oh no, there's been contact between Poe and Odem. I don't know if his wing damage, but Odem has made his way to P6 now, and Lewis is and Lewis and Ollie are still fighting alive. So yeah, I think Ollie's just letting through by the looks of it. Obviously missed that initial battling there, but yeah.
Probably an illegal overtake in there. Yeah, they're coming onto the DRS bit now, so no chance for Ollie to get past.
And this has allowed MK to get a 3-second lead now, so that's good for him. But Ollie moves the P2 round the outside. Will Lewis have a go back up the other straight now? And didn't get the best of exits, as we said. I think Ollie's going to have this P2, but Lewis will have the DRS again. As you can see in the 1 second time down the pit straight. Let's have a look down the grid now, see if there's any more battles going on. As Odens closes on a Lambo as well as Green has passed Poe. So I don't know whether Poe has got some wing damage. There was some contact with him and Odens. But
well, if he does, that's going to completely ruin his race because he's on the soft tyre. So we'll be looking to go long.
Yeah, very much so. The Tusmas is into the top 10 as well, and Joe Amanu, who was in 4th place at one point, I do believe, is now down in P10 as Lewis 1104 pits, as does Poe. So yeah, I think Poe must have some wing damage as Lewis goes onto the soft tyres. So Poe, I think, is going to have to go for a two-stop strategy from there. So who's pitted so far in this race? Well, we've had Lewis, Poe, Ligamine, Kim, Mick, and Louis, and Josh. Frome didn't pit, but he's in P11 at the minute. But so that and yeah, AMK now with still a 3-second lead. But oh my god,
yeah,
there's a massive battle. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th place.
Yep,
oh no!
There's Evan taking out Tom there, probably through desync.
Yeah. That's a real shame. That's a real shame.
Yeah, that's 2 now, and the thing is, it's a bit frustrating because people know it's there, and people know how to cause it, and they know how to avoid it. So really, it shouldn't be happening. People just have to be a bit more cautious when they're behind cars.
Yeah, very much so. As Frome has made his way past the 2 Sabres of Joe and Erin, so Frome, after his poor start to the race, found himself back in the top 10 now. So yeah, so super soft runners. Hulk, we've seen Lewis pit already, and when we expect to see Odin pits as well. So laps 10, 11, you expect people to pit now.
Yeah, on the super soft you should be in about lap 10, maybe lap 11. I think the game tells you lap 11 is the ideal time. But yeah, lap 10 works just as well, really. Any earlier and you're going to lose time, and later and you're going to lose time, so that's really the window we're in about now.
Yeah, and I think we can tell if that the way that Fiat France has caught right back up to Oliver Vell is that those super soft tyres are starting to lose grip, as Francis looks like he's going to go around the outside, and yeah, and he does so. So Fiat Francis on the soft tyres makes his way up into P2. Can Ollie fight back at all? I'm going to suggest he won't be able to.
He's going to try though, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
he's
try.
going to have a thought my hand look at the inside there, didn't quite manage it. But, yeah, though, I think those tyres have seen better days, definitely.
Yeah. So I'll expect AMK and Ollie to pit now. Soft tyres are definitely the tyres to be on at this stage of the race. So I think soft tyres will probably go to about lap 16, something like that, I'd have thought. As Oliver Bell pits. AMK staying out though. That's very surprising.
Yeah, he obviously thinks his pace is okay, and to be fair, it is. He's not really dropping time overly, so it shouldn't really affect him too much. But it's just going to give a bit of an advantage to Ollie, who could, using the undercut, could gain a fair bit of time. But I doubt he's going to gain the 3 seconds unless MK decides to stay out for another 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah, as I just as you was talking there, Tusmus as a spin somewhere, which is a shame because he's running around P6, but yeah, he's had a spin and Lewis is caught right to the back of him now. I don't know if there was contact with anyone else, didn't look like it.
Ollie, he's got pretty bad wing damage, I think. So
Oh yeah, it has. Oh yeah, I can see that now. Yeah, and he's just lost position to Lewis. Um, so there were two Renault drivers, both pitted. And Oliver Bell started P2 or 3, P3 I think it was, and Odems is right at the back of the grid. And they're now P8 and P9 very close together on track. And I think Odems is going to get Oliver Bell. All bit of contact there. But yeah, so Odems has some pace and advance. So yeah, definitely driver of the day sort of thing we've seen here from Odems.
yeah, starting from the back.
Yeah.
Not the first time you start from the back, I don't think, though. So
No.
making a bit of a habit of it now.
Yeah. Ollie trying to fight back, but I think he thinks better of it at this occasion.
AMK does pit.
Yeah, from P3. Where's he going to come out to? He's always going to go on the soft tyres. That votes Francis into the lead of the race. And Lambo in P2 and Gwynny in P3. All started on the soft tyres. Although AMK come out, he's lost position to Lewis, so Lewis has had a strong undercut and he just comes out in front of the two Renaults as Odems lost the fastest lap of the race. So Lewis is the net lead of his race, but he has got 3 lap older tyres in him, so which will make a big difference come to lap 26, 27 sort of time.
Yeah, I mean, they will go to the end fairly easily, but they're not going to be particularly comfortable to be on by the end of the race. So AMK is going to, he's still going to have to work a fair bit in order to bridge that gap, and well, ideally he'll want to overtake Lewis on track, although Lewis obviously has a penalty and AMK doesn't at the moment.
Yeah, and because of Tusmus's wind damage, that means he's had to pit onto the super soft tyres, so he's going to switch to a 2-stop strategy, which is going to cost him a lot of time, unfortunately. So yeah, there's only the 2 Renaults that are battling on track. Oh no, there's a battle for P13 at the minute between Joel and Louis. So 2 former F1 drivers here. Louis going to make it to run outside. And now Joel holds it inside the line, and he's kept that position. So it's only might be a battle only for P13, but it's still some good entertainment at Paul Ricard as Louis almost loses it and loses his back end there, but holds it together.
Yeah, and obviously he will have to make another stop, which Joel won't have to do. So
no. And the 2 Renaults picked up some time penalties there, so that's going to hinder their progress somewhat. But yeah, but I'm sure drivers are picking up penalties all over the place, so it's hard to know who's going to finish where at this stage of the race. To be honest, and another penalty pops up because of this. And So yeah, Francis has got a 1.4 second lead now over Lambo at the top of the screen there. But top three all yet to pit there, yet to pit. So they should be able to go another 3 or 4 laps before we see him in the pit lane. Lewis is about 6 and a bit seconds behind those guys at the minute. So this is the only battle on track at the minute, the P13, although Melbourne Minecraft and Poe are very close to getting on track. I'm going to stick on forward with this one at the minute. Lewis is going to try down on the inside now. He's going to be outside the next corner. He tries to go for the switchback. But no, this is a great battling going on.
Yeah, so all quite clean so far. We're just going to have a look up there. It doesn't seem to be quite close enough to the DRS. So we're going to have to hold off for the next DRS race if we can. And yeah, Paul should be quicker at this stage of the race, you'd expect. These tyres are only 5 laps old. And Lego Minecraft tyres are older.
Yeah, sorry, I just seen Louis moving, or PPRB's moving to P13, and that was in the DRS zone up into turn 1, so that was a good. Oh no, Green is retired. What's happened here? I'm going board with NK. Oh, and wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
He wasn't close for anyone, was he? So I'm not really sure how that happened. But...
yeah, very peculiar, but there we go. Greeny's out of the race and running in P3, so although he did have to pit. So very unfortunate for him. And Lambo is closed in slightly to reverse on Francis. Still over second now, but what so yeah, Lambo and Poe still together on track. So Poe on the super tyre at this stage. Using a 2-step strategy, I would have thought. Well, Minecraft will be as well, in fact.
Yeah, both of them had incidents fairly early on. That switch to 2-stop strategy obviously isn't optimal, but you could still maybe. It's going to be tough for them to get points from here, admittedly. But...
yeah, and just a bit of news there. I don't know if you noticed it flashed up on the screen, but AMK has just picked up a 3-second time penalty. So if we just assume...
Lewis has 2 though.
Okay, right, okay. So yeah, MK still doing well at the minute. As we're on lap 15 of this race, so we're over the halfway point now. No, we're not. Yes we are, beg your pardon, I did my mouse there. So yeah, we've seen about an hour for P7 and P8. Lambo's slightly closing in, or has just lost a bit of time there actually. And Lewis about 10 seconds behind this pair. He will take the lead of his race when Francis and Lambo make their pit stops. And you can see Throne Bear in the background in P9. He's ever so slightly closing on his battle between Minecraft and Poe.
Yeah, he's had a decent recovery drive. He qualified quite well, I think, but dropped down a fair bit. So
yeah,
a bit of an incident at the start.
But
he's done well. We'll cover back into the points. What are you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, Hulk, I think we can say, apart from the couple of decent crashes we've seen, it's been a fairly clean race so far. I think there's nothing that people are going to have too much complaints about. But like you said, people need to be a bit more worried about the decent, aren't they?
Yeah, there was that one incident with couldn't make it, I suppose. That was
yeah.
But that was just people being a bit overly ambitious. There wasn't really any sort of ridiculously poor driving there. That was just, that was never going to end well. But,
four cars into one corner doesn't go.
No. But yeah, there's certainly an improvement in what we've seen so far this season. So
yeah. As I think Tusmus has had connection issues. I've just seen him leave the session, unfortunately, but it seems his race was already over, to be honest. yes, which is a shame for him. He was doing very well initially. But yeah, so still this battle really is the only battle on track at the minute, although Perez has come outside over a second behind him now, so he's losing time now. Lego Minecraft having good pace on those soft tyres.
Yeah, AMK has lost a hell of a lot of time to Lewis. Not entirely certain what happened.
No, but Francis is pitted, and I don't know what's happening here. I've got a very strange camera angle. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it was just a visual glitch. So Virgil Francis comes out in P6 now. So Lambo will be is now takes the lead of this race, but hasn't pitted yet. Lewis, 7.8 seconds behind now, and like you said, AMK has dropped 5 seconds back from Lewis. So AMK is going to get his needs to start to get moving. Although he is coming under increasing pressure from the two Renault drivers that have caught back up with him. And AMK is that Josh? He's just passing there, lapping.
Yeah, I think so.
Josh, a former F1 race winner, I do believe, struggling in this league at the minute. But anyway. Will Lambo make his pit stop on this lap? So it's interesting to see what progress Francis makes. He's 1.6 seconds on two Renault drivers, so he should catch them up fairly quickly, I'd imagine. But catching up is one thing, but passing is another, as Mario Walker always used to say. It's how much more progress he can make after that. And Lambo, I think, is just going to come out right behind Francis now. Minecraft pitted. Will get past Lambo? No, he won't. So I think anybody from the top 6 can win this race at the minute, I think. But Lewis has got a strong lead. About 5 seconds now from AMK, but it has got those 2 time penalties to deal with. Although I would say that I think with about 10 laps to go, there's going to be more penalties appearing on our screen, and AMK really under pressure now from Oden's. He's back for P2.
Yep, and Francis has already passed Ollie, so he's going to be charging down fairly quickly.
MK's gone wide. But,
yeah, there's a nice little switch back there from the Renault driver, who's then just completely shoved off the MK. Giving absolutely no room there on a fairly wide track, so I'm not sure AMK will be particularly pleased with that. But
no, no.
Then he's up in the P2 now.
Very much so. I think he lost a lot of time. He was right behind his team there a minute ago, but he's dropped back now. Francis 2.4 seconds behind AMK now, so I think AMK's pitted.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Has he had wing damage or something, or
well,
has he
we're going to find out.
The tyres, or what's happened? Anyway,
there's a wing change. That's a real shame for AMK. So in a very strong position in this race, and he's going to come out. We've got in front of Louis in P9. Louis making good progress, but I don't know if he's going to pit again. I think he will have a bit again. MK dropping down to 10th place behind Jordan and So,
yep.
Yeah.
Now it's Francis chasing down Odems. It's probably will be the next big battle you'd expect.
Yeah, and that battle between Odems and MK means that Lewis has managed to stretch his lead over 6 seconds now, so he's got that buffer, but he's going to do well to maintain that buffer because Odems has had some strong pace during this race. And Francis only 2 and a bit seconds behind his VSR teammate now. And I think Lambo is going to close in Oliver anytime soon as well. So I think Lambo is gonna struggle to get into fight for the lead for this race. I think he's too far back at the minute. But anybody in the top three, I think it's going to be at the minute. Like I said, penalties will be a factor as well. But yeah, fine frame as he's just been very steady as well. He's had a really poor start to the race, and he's made his way into P6, and you can see Aaron there in P7. Good stuff there from the F2 admins.
Yeah, they've really benefited from just avoiding other people's incidents, which you probably expect those to really there, even if they might not. They're not slow, obviously, but they're not the. You don't have the ultimate pace, but they manage to score steady points just through decent driving and ensuring they stay out of incidents. So it's respect. It's good to see from them.
No, and AMK has got past Joel, but Joel is fighting for the last position now between himself and Lego Minecraft. And Lego Minecraft on those super soft tyres, so I think it's going to be a matter of time when Lego Minecraft gets around him. Tries going on that side, but Joel, I don't know what to make of that one. Looks like Joel might just turn into him. But anyway, Lego Minecraft has got the move done. He's placed his weapon to P10 now. And AMK has got past Louis, who's on 18 that old soft tyre. So I don't know whether Louis is going to try and take those to the end or not. I don't know. I don't think whether they
I think he's going to try.
Yeah.
Not going to be fun though.
No, he's going to have to worry about puncture. I think he's going to lose. He's definitely going to lose P10 in a few laps or two. And throwing picks of the physical time apparently. And Lewis has actually increased the lead now. So Lewis finds a strong pace in the last stages of this race. So interesting. I'm sure everyone in this race has got to come a good rate, to be honest. So there might only be a 3-second gap pace. And Fans is not really closed in on Odom, as we said. He was 2 seconds behind him at one point, but he's now dropped back to 3 seconds. But Lambo has now closed in on Iberville. So this is going to be a battle for P4.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's much you can really do to stop him. He's got all the tyres and a worse tyre compound, so...
Yes, very much so. So, will Lambo try and make a move down into turn 1? Oliver had a good exit, he's got some good straight line speed. Lambo not able to go for an overtake there. But he's closed back in now on the run down to turns 3. I think Lambo closes in the back of Oliver during in the corners, but I think Oliver has got some good straight line speed. But Lambo will have DRS now as Ollie squirming on the exit there. This will be Lambo's best opportunity. And I think it's just going to be a matter of time. He's going to carry around the outside. Ollie defends the inside line, but to no avail. And Lambo gets that move done. No contact there, luckily. So Lambo up into P4 now.
Yeah, and interestingly, Francis hasn't been able to close down on Odem as you might have expected him to. Gaps now increased to over 3.5 seconds. It was down to 2.2 at one stage, so I think France might just be settling for P3.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any VSR team orders going on here. I'm not sure. I wouldn't have thought so, but anyway, and the gap between Odems and Lewis fluctuating between the 5.9 and 6 second mark, but yeah, Lewis having some good pace at the closing stages. So yeah, 5 laps to go now in this stage of race. Stage of race. 5 laps to go now to the end of the race, and yeah, I think it's been a very entertaining one here at Paul Ricard. It'd be nice to see where the likes of Louis would have been if he hadn't had that poor start. But he's in the points. He's only got another 4 or 5 laps to take those 21 lap old soft tyres. So let's see if you can hold on to that very last point. But as we see, Francis now negotiating a ghost car of Tusmus. No battles on track, although Oliver has just stayed within touching distance of Lambo though.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of a gap between most people. Francis has closed down all ends to 3 seconds now. Still too far away to really make any sort of a move, but since he's pushing hard again, not sure what went on for a few laps there, but yeah, I mean, it does look like Ollie is gonna have a look back for P4 if he can manage it.
Yeah. We're on lap 24 now. We will have DRS. That looks like it's going to be too far back though. Interesting to see if AMK can make up any more positions. 4 seconds behind Erin now. But I think there's not enough laps really. Depends how much paint he's got on those super softs. But it's a shame for NK. Qualified on pole, and yeah, he's doing very well in this race. But wing damage is costing the victory, a potential victory in this race. But he will have more opportunities next week in June, I'm sure. And I don't think Ollie has just got the tyre right really to fight Lambo. I think Ollie's got some good straight line speed, but it's not enough for him to go for opportunity to overtake. So yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to have a grandstand finish to this race, which is unfortunate. But you get that sometimes in PSGL, and it depends on the circuit as well. So yeah, on lap 25 now.
Yeah, just 3 more laps to go. Gaps everywhere seem to be holding fairly steady. EMK is closing up a little bit at the moment, but not really enough to really trouble them. CPR Beast is just about holding up Joel. Yeah, there's not really a lot going on at the moment.
No, so yeah, it's just a matter of counting down the laps. Lambo has a big moment there coming out of turn 3, but still maintaining his 4th place. So Poe has made a pit stop, and he's going to be off tyres, but he's 30 seconds behind King Nick from P12. So yeah, unfortunate for him. Yeah, sorry for the lack of commentary, guys, but there's just not a lot to say at the minute.
Yeah, there's not really much going on as such. It's been an interesting race until the last 5 laps or so.
Yeah.
I was quite surprised that Francis hadn't been able to close in more on all ends, and I was also quite surprised that AMK wasn't able to do more on his soft tyres and closing on Lewis. I'm not entirely certain where he got his damage from though, so that might have had a big impact on it, but I didn't see him collide with anyone.
No, so I suppose I don't get a lot of opportunity to ask you guys in other races because there's so much going on, but as we are now in this stage of the race, I mean, who would your driver of the day be?
Yeah, well, if we look at it from a purely sort of logical standpoint, it would be all them, obviously. He came from the back and moved down up in the P2. It's quite difficult to look past anyone else. Although I suppose Froome, who's had a good race positioning, who's at the back, so is Evan. But yeah, I think all them has to be the obvious choice there.
Yeah, very much so. So yeah, good race by Odom. Had a very disappointing result out in Canada last time, and he's beaten his Francis, who is closest rival in the championship. So I think we can be pleased with that result considering they started. Yeah, I don't really keep an eye on penalties like that, but I'm guessing that he's got a penalty himself. So I think Lewis will take the victory of this race, I do believe.
Yeah, Odams has 2 penalties, Francis only has 1. So, if he can get the gap below 3 seconds, it's possible for him to finish in P3, but at the moment it's not happening.
No. Another Minecraft has closed in the back of AMK. That P8. They're both on the super soft tyres. AMK's got 1 lap fresher tyres.
AMK is probably going to have DRS on Evan as well on the last lap.
AMK's full warning light has come on, so Lego Minecraft will be back. So yeah, I'm gonna go on board with the leader now, just to the end of this race. He's in the second sector now. So yeah, solid race from Lewis. Had a great start. A little bit of I'm not sure about the overtake on AMK into lap 1, but I have to look back on that. But apart from that, he's went for the undercut and it worked brilliantly for him, and he's just been able to maintain that lead ever since. AMK's obviously had his issues, so that's helped him quite a bit, but still a very good result there for Lewis as he comes up to the line and takes his victory for the first time ever in PSGL in France, as Odem's coming back in P2 and Lambo's got P3.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there.
Francis did get P3 to be honest, and Oliver Bell overtook Lambo. Lambo went down to P5. I don't know whether it seems to do with fuel, maybe. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Yeah. Aaron will come in on P6, MK P7. Throne dropped down to P8 in the end. Minecraft P9, and Louis will 25. Oh no!
Joel out of nowhere comes back. Although, yeah, hasn't managed to maintain it.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Wow, missed that, almost missed that, and he'll be the last person to finish now. He's had a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting, so I don't think it's going to make any difference. But maybe Louis could be driving today. They're taking those soft tyres 26 laps.
And that was an impressive stint.
Yeah, so good race there. Yeah, I will. We'll watch the podium celebrations, and then we'll get the interviews underway shortly.
I have to go now actually, so I won't say for interviews, but thank you, it was good fun. So.
Yeah, would you be able to just suggest them for me before you go?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Yes.
See.
Yeah.
Who was it? It was,
Lewis, VSR, Marquez, and VSR Francis. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is your classification of the French Grand Prix. Lewis 104 takes the victory. Odems in P2, Francois Francis in P3, Oliver Val in P4, Lambert P5, Iran P6, AMK P7, Throne P8, Logan Minecraft P9, and QPR beats Louis P10. King Mick finishing P11, and Joel in P12, and Poe in P13. They are your classified finishers. So I hope you enjoyed that. And like I said, I'll get these podium interviews underway. I can get PSR Francis and know them, to be fair.
Alright, cheers.
Yeah, I've done that. Okay, cool. Cheers.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Please say you didn't get that on stream.
Didn't get what?
A spun at the penultimate corner.
No, I did see you lose the position, but I
Bastard.
didn't. I didn't actually see it. Right.
No, but
So
Oldham's just jammy shit got a pen on the last lap.
yeah.
So if I didn't spin, I would have got P2. But no.
Right, ladies and
Anyways,
gentlemen. Yeah. Congratulations to all you guys for the podium. So that was a very entertaining race. Let's start with the race winner, Lewis. Congratulations. So your first stint, you came in relatively early for your first pit stop. You went for the undercut, which you know is strong around here. But obviously, you would have been under threat from AMK had he not had his own issues. But did you not worry that he would be catching up back up with you with a lot fresher soft tyres?
I did worry at first, but like after a couple of laps, I realised that he was slowing down a bit and losing a lot of time to the guys behind. So then I thought they'll be battling like well behind. So I thought I might get a chance like run away with it.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously off the line, you had an amazing start, but it did look like you went slightly off track to make that position into first place. Are you happy with that move, or would you think that might be looked at by the stewards maybe?
From my angle, it looked like it was an okay move because I got like the warning after I got past him on the outside. But in my opinion, it's like a decent move that just got squeezed out.
Yeah, yeah, very much so. So yeah, moving on to second place, Odems, and I think me and Hulk agreed that you was the driver of the day, starting right at the back of the grid. Just tell us, because we didn't catch on stream, what happened in qualifying.
Uh, Wet race, dry setup, pad, not a good combination. And
Okay,
for all I went.
fair enough. So obviously, yeah, starting from the back of the grid, what was your initial thoughts as you was preparing for the start of the race?
Well, I had Greeny ahead of me and Boy with No Face ahead of me, so I thought once I get past these two, I'll be fine. And I did, fortunately. Um, so yeah, just picking people off at the right moment, keeping the tires in check, and then the race sort of just came to me. I just found out that I was wondering who was in the lead, and they told me AMK was second, and then AMK came out of the pits about 2 seconds ahead of me. So I thought, oh, okay, this race is going well enough. Um, don't know what happened with AMK. I think he had front wing damage or something, but yeah, I got him, and then yeah, I kind of wish I pushed a bit earlier because I could have maybe, but on the last stop I got another penalty, which was really just lack of concentration. That made it 9 seconds, and Fran almost got me. If he didn't cook his tires, he would have got me. But fortunately, he did because he's a waste man. Yeah, very. I don't really feel like I'm driver of the day. I think I was very fortunate today.
Yeah, I think obviously there was incidents that's happened throughout the race which made your job slightly easier, but I think it was still results to be pleased about. After the first pit stops, but well after the AMK crash, well had to go in the pit lane, you found yourself about 5.5, 6 seconds behind Lewis. Do you think you could caught that back up, or do you think just Lewis was just had too strong for you today? The gap was too big considering where you started from?
Yeah, I think I started last, so I was pretty happy with where I was. Just managing the gap to third was the main priority. I didn't want to overheat the tires, so I was just playing it cool.
Yeah. So yeah, moving on to third place then. Francis tried the alternative strategy, even starting on the soft tyres and then going on to super softs, and that worked for someone in F3 last night. But obviously, you picked off Oliver Vale and others initially, but you just couldn't seem to close a gap on the your VSR teammate Odems there. Was it? Do you think there was any particular reason for that?
Um, at first, because I was constantly asking the team engineer every lap um about the driver in front, and it said he had 6 seconds of penalties, and I knew I probably wouldn't be able to catch him, and it was better to just keep my tires in check. And so I managed to keep the gap at maybe 2.5 seconds, and then the gap, like after a mistake on one lap, got up to 3.5 seconds. I tried to get it back down for like the last 5 laps. I pushed too hard, and then the tire temperatures got too high, and I just couldn't get the gap down. Then he had to go and get another pair on the last lap, which would have been very useful if I had actually known that.
Yeah, never mind. But still, you've had two podiums now in the last two races. I think that should be something to be pleased about. Um, so yeah, back to Lewis now. Moving on to Germany next week, which is obviously never had that in the last game. So yeah, thoughts about going back to Germany for next week.
It's a pretty strong track for me, but I'll be probably sitting in like top five at most, not like anywhere like first or second again. I'm pretty sure Udems is probably a lot quicker around there.
I have
So,
no clue. I haven't raced there in like 2 months.
Yeah.
uh,
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, what's your thoughts about Germany? Is it a track you're looking forward to?
Um, yeah, it's another one of those tracks where the ultras are pretty much. It's ultras, right? Isn't it? The softest compound.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, it's another one of those tracks where the ultras are pretty much the tire you write off. So it could mix up the field in quali. It's going to be a lot of corner cuts. Can't say I'm looking forward to it, but it's not the worst track in the world.
No, very much so. And same question to you, Francis.
I done a race around there a week or two ago. Even though I started on supers, I was already nearly spinning the car on like lap 5 or 6. So unless I find a new setup, I'm not looking forward to it at all.
Okay. So yeah, I just got one more question for Odems. Really, I mean, I actually miss it every week, but it is getting closer to the halfway point of the season now. Thanks for this result today. You maintained your lead in the championship. Is it any point? Is it at a point now when you're starting to think about it a little bit more, or are you still just going to take it race by race?
Tell me, what track is Singapore? Like what number?
I think we've got Germany, Hungary, Belgium, then it's Singapore. So four races away.
All right. I think after Singapore's out of the way, I think that's when I'll properly think about it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that's that's the podium interviews over. So once again, congratulations to all three of you, and good luck for next week in Germany. And yeah, and that's the rest of you guys. I will see you next week, next Sunday, 8 o'clock for F3 Germany. So until then, have a good week.
No 3 week break this time?